The first 72 hours after a collapse are a brutal filter, and most people fail. When our societal systems crash, panic sets in like a wildfire and survival becomes a race against the ticking clock. This is the unforgiving reality of the rule of 72. In this short span of 3 days, the world as we know it can spiral into chaos, and only those who are prepared will stand a fighting chance. Now you might be thinking, I have weeks to react, right? Wrong. The harsh truth is that you only have hours to make crucial decisions that could mean the difference between life and death. The rule of 72 isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a stark, chilling reality of how quickly things can descend into pandemonium. But fear not. We're here to guide you through what to expect, minute by minute, day by day, so you can come out of it stronger while others are still in shock. This isn't about long-term homesteading or building underground bunkers. Instead, we're focusing on what immediately fails, what you must secure fast, and how to navigate the chaos of those crucial 3 days before things either stabilize or go completely off the rails. In the coming minutes, we'll arm you with knowledge on how to take control early, establish security, and avoid the fatal mistakes unprepared people make while waiting for help that's never coming. You'll learn about the real collapse timeline, the panic curve, your immediate survival priorities, and how to build a micro-fortress. We'll also show you how to tap into real-time intel sources when the mainstream media vanishes and the phones go dark. In the end, it all boils down to one thing: the first 72 hours. These initial hours are a brutal filter that separates the prepared from the unprepared, the survivors from the casualties. Panic, hesitation, or blind hope will cost you everything. But if you prepare to act fast, think clear, and move smart, you'll survive while others fall. In this video, we'll guide you through what to expect minute by minute, day by day, and how to come out of it stronger while others are still in shock. When society collapses, you don't have weeks to react, you have hours. Now that we've established the brutal reality of the first 72 hours, let's delve into the real collapse timeline. What usually fails first during a societal breakdown? It's not as straightforward as you might think. Our society is a complex web of interconnected systems, and when one fails, it can trigger a domino effect. More often than not, the first thing to go is power. Without electricity, everything comes to a halt. Lights go out, refrigeration stops, and electronic communication becomes impossible. This is the first sign that you're dealing with more than just a localized emergency. Next in line is often the water supply. With the power grid down, water treatment facilities can't function and pumps stop working. Suddenly, clean drinking water becomes a luxury. This is a critical point in the collapse timeline. Without access to clean water, things can go south quickly. Then, as the saying goes, civilization is just 3 meals away from anarchy. As shelves empty and people realize the gravity of the situation, law and order begin to crumble. Police and emergency services are overwhelmed, and without a functioning communication network, their ability to respond is severely hampered. This is when we start to see the breakdown of societal norms and the rise of opportunistic behavior. So how do you tell if it's a localized emergency or a complete societal breakdown? Look for the signs we've just discussed. A power outage is common in localized emergencies, but if the water supply is also affected and law enforcement is nowhere to be found, you're likely dealing with a larger-scale collapse. Understanding what fails first can make the difference between surviving and becoming a statistic. It's not about being pessimistic, it's about being prepared. Knowledge is your best defense in a collapse scenario. The more you know about what to expect, the better equipped you are to navigate through the chaos and come out on the other side. From calm confusion to violent desperation, people's reactions can be predictable. In the face of a societal collapse, human behavior follows a shockingly predictable pattern. The transition from peace to pandemonium doesn't happen at the flip of a switch. Let's walk through this timeline so you can be prepared to stay steps ahead of the herd. At the outset, confusion reigns. People are unsure of what's happening, and they may even convince themselves it's a minor hiccup that will soon pass. This initial phase is characterized by a calm confusion, but it's a dangerous calm. It's in these moments that you must recognize the gravity of the situation and act swiftly. You have the advantage here, while others are still in denial. As reality sets in, fear creeps up. The grocery stores are empty, the banks are closed, and the gas stations are out of fuel. This is when desperation starts to kick in. It's also when you'll start to see the first signs of chaos. The herd is starting to panic, and your ability to stay ahead of this curve depends on your preparedness and your ability to think clearly. Finally, when desperation turns into despair, that's when things get violent. People are fighting over resources, and law and order are thrown out the window. This is the ugly side of humanity that emerges when survival is at stake. But remember, you are not part of the herd. You are prepared, you are calm, and you have a plan. The first hours are about action, not panic. As the dust settles and reality sinks in, your immediate survival priorities become paramount. These are the critical steps you need to take to enhance your chances of surviving the initial chaos. First and foremost, secure your water supply. Remember, a person can survive for about 3 weeks without food, but only 3 days without water. In a collapse, public utilities are likely to fail quickly. Start by filling up any containers you have at hand. Bathtubs, sinks, pots, even plastic bags can be used. If you're lucky enough to have a water purifier or filtration system, now's the time to put it to good use. Next, focus on heat. Depending on the time of year and your geographical location, maintaining a comfortable temperature can be vital. Gather blankets, clothing, and any available fuel sources. If you're in a colder climate, you'd want to think about insulation. Stuffing crumpled newspaper into cracks around doors and windows can make a surprising difference. Communication comes in at number 3. In a crisis, information is power. Your smartphone might be a fancy paperweight if the cell towers go down, so consider alternatives. A battery-powered radio can connect you to emergency broadcasts, while a whistle or flare can signal distress. Last but not least, secure your perimeter. In the chaos of a societal collapse, desperate people may resort to desperate measures. Lock your doors, barricade windows, and establish a lookout system if you're not alone. If you have a firearm or any other form of self-defense, keep it close. But remember, avoiding conflict is always the best path to survival. Acting fast is crucial because resources will become scarce as more people realize the gravity of the situation. The early bird gets the worm, or in this case, the early prepper gets the resources. But it's not just about speed, it's about smart, decisive actions. Remember, the first hours are about action, not panic. In the early hours of a collapse, your home must become a temporary stronghold. As the clock ticks down, transforming your home into a fortress is a vital step in ensuring your survival. Here's how you can make this happen. First, fortify your home's entry points. Reinforce doors with deadbolts and barricades. Windows can be secured with security film or even plywood in a pinch. It's not about making your home impenetrable, but about making it less appealing to desperate folks looking for an easy target. Next, consider lighting. While you might be tempted to keep your home dark to avoid drawing attention, strategic lighting can deter would-be intruders. Solar-powered outdoor lights can illuminate potential hiding spots, and indoor lights on timers can give the illusion of activity. Water is a non-negotiable necessity. Fill every available container with water while it's still running. This includes bathtubs, sinks, and any food-safe containers. Remember, it's not just for drinking, but also for hygiene and cleaning. Food storage is another crucial aspect. Stockpile non-perishable food items and ration your supplies carefully. Knowing where your next meal is coming from will keep panic at bay and provide a sense of normality amidst the chaos. When mainstream media vanishes and phones go dark, where do you get your information? With every passing minute in a crisis, your need for accurate, actionable intelligence increases exponentially. It's not an exaggeration to say that information, or the lack of it, can be a matter of life and death. It's crucial to know the overall situation, the local conditions, and what's likely to happen next. But when the usual channels are down, where do you turn? The answer lies in alternative communication methods. Ham radio, or amateur radio, is a reliable source of real-time information. It's not dependent on the grid, and it can reach across town or across the country. Ham radio operators are often the first to provide critical information in a crisis. They're your eyes and ears when the world goes dark. Another important tool is a police scanner. This can give you a window into local law enforcement and emergency services. It can tell you where trouble is brewing, where help is needed, and where to avoid, but gathering information is only part of the equation. You also need to verify it. In a crisis, rumors and misinformation spread like wildfire. Always cross-check information from multiple sources. If you hear a piece of news from a single source, treat it with caution until you can confirm it. And remember, listening isn't just about devices and broadcasts. It's also about paying attention to the world around you. Listen to the sounds of your environment. Are the birds singing, or have they gone silent? Are there distant sounds of sirens or gunfire? Even the wind direction can tell you something if a fire is approaching, for instance. In a crisis, information is a resource as vital as food and water. And like those resources, it's something you need to actively seek out and manage. Don't wait for news to come to you. Be proactive, tune in, listen up, and stay informed. In a world gone silent, information is your lifeline. Survival isn't just about what you do right, it's also about what you don't do wrong. In the initial stages of a collapse, it's easy to make fatal mistakes. One of the biggest missteps people make is leaving their house too soon. The safety of your home is paramount in the first 72 hours. Venturing out can expose you to unnecessary risks, from violent confrontations to exposure to elements. Another common error is relying on systems that are already dead or dying. Expecting help to arrive or for services to be restored quickly can be a deadly waiting game. Instead, focus on self-reliance. Work on securing your immediate survival needs: water, heat, communication, and perimeter control. Don't fall into the trap of hoarding unnecessary items. Stick to the essentials. Remember, it's about surviving the first 3 days, not the next 3 years. Avoid these mistakes and you've won half the battle. Should you dig in or bug out? That is the question. As the dust settles on the initial collapse, you'll need to assess your situation and make a crucial decision. Can you sustain your current position, or is it time to move on? Consider factors like available resources, the stability of your shelter, and the surrounding environment. If you're well-stocked, secure, and relatively safe, digging in might be the best option. But if resources are dwindling, your shelter is compromised, or danger is encroaching, relocating could be the smarter move. The second phase of collapse brings new challenges. As desperation grows, so does the risk of confrontation with other survivors. Your decision to stay or go could mean the difference between life and death. Remember, the first 72 hours are only the beginning. Stay sharp, stay ready, and keep surviving. You've proven yourself capable in the face of chaos. Now it's time to adapt, persist, and continue to outlast the competition.